The Oklahoma Sooners steal a big-time commitment from the Texas A&M Aggies.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome to Locked On Sooners, and thank you for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the app today. He's Jay Smith of Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, for college football and Oklahoma Sooners coverage. I'm John Williams of Sooners Wire and USA Today Sports. And on today's show, we're going to break down the SEC awards that were handed out to 3 Oklahoma Sooners to give them a big number on the season. Can the Oklahoma Sooners win the national championship? Well, one defensive lineman seems to think so. But let's start here, Jay, because the Oklahoma Sooners have been rolling on the recruiting trail. And that led to some positive movement for one Jonathan Hatton on Sunday. Well, that turned into a commitment on Monday.
Yeah, that's huge. Jonathan Hatton is the running back that I was the most excited about in the 26 class when he committed back in October of 2023. So I don't really get too excited about players that are like 2 classes ahead, mainly because they typically decommit. And guess what? Jonathan Hatton decommitted, and he decommitted and started to shop around. And I think it was more so because, you know, after the season, there was a flux and conversation around possibly that, you know, Bill Bedenbaugh could be gone. DeMarco Murray could be gone. You know, so many things in the air. And I mean, you even saw that with Michael Fasusi when he ended up going to do, you know, he went to the Texas A&M game. And then when everything was confirmed that, Bedenbaugh's good. Same thing with, DeMarco Murray. You know, Hatton ended up decommitting. He looked around, went to Texas A&M in March. So he was committed to Oklahoma for like a year and a half or almost 2 years. And then he flipped over and committed to Texas A&M in March. And after the way this season has gone, John, the one thing we all understand is one thing: winning cures all.
Yeah.
And because we're now at the cusp of being right there, getting into the college football playoffs, I guess they picked up the phone and said, "Hey, man, you know we really want you, right?" And he's probably like, "Yeah, I miss y'all too." And here we are.
Yeah.
Jonathan Hatton's back to being the Sooners.
Well, you know, shout out to DeMarco Murray. Shout out to the coaching staff, Brent Venables, Ben Arbuckle, the offensive staff, for keeping the door open, keeping the relationship intact throughout the recruiting process. This was one of those recruitments that we regularly heard from guys like Parker Thune, you know, Josh McCuistion, that Oklahoma was still working to keep that relationship positive and keep moving forward and see if they could sway him away from Texas A&M down the stretch. And shout out to the coaching staff for not giving up on a recruitment. And they seem to do this every cycle with somebody that, you know, either is a guy that's kind of waiting on his commitment or has been committed somewhere else and is then looking to maybe move. But yeah, it's a big time addition. And with the way Oklahoma's running back situation has been this year, I don't think you can stress enough how important getting a guy like Jonathan Hatton is, because this is a guy that has the talent to come in and be a difference maker as a true freshman. And I know that we don't want to get the cart before the horse, but you watch what he can do on the football field and you're like, yeah, that translates.
Everything he does translates. Everything he does translates. Every time I watch him play, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to toss too much hyperbole out there about this kid, but I really see in his physical style, I see like a baby Adrian Peterson. I really do. I see the way that he plays. I see the way he runs. And I had someone message me and say that the staff believes that he's been their favorite back in the last 5 years.
Wow.
They see the talent jump off the screen. And that's literally what he looks like when he runs.
Yeah.
So again, I don't want to throw too much hyperbole out there, get everybody's expectations up and excited. But I don't think you understand when you go watch him down there at Steele High School down in the San Antonio area, bruh, it's breathtaking when I watch him play. I want to see him in a Sooner jersey, and I want them to give him the darn ball and just let him run. That's it.
And there's going to be an opportunity for it because you're losing Jaden Ott, you're losing Javonte Barnes, Xavier Robinson, Torrey Blaylock. They've been banged up. Taylor Tatum's been banged up. The door's going to be open.
Yep.
To earn some snaps. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to come in and start day one. That doesn't mean he'll be the number 2 guy day one. It just means that you've got a dude that is a dynamic football player that you can get on the field early because he's able to run the rock and he's able to run away from people. And he's got the physical makeup to run between the tackles and be effective. And then again, he's got the speed to just burn people. I don't care that they're high school kids that you're watching in the highlights. He is fast for a guy his size.
Fast. Like fast. Legit fast. Actually fast. A bruiser and a dude that can accelerate once he gets out there. And that was the one thing we loved about Adrian Peterson is the way he ran as a high schooler was once he hit the hole, he's gone.
Yeah.
And you see that same thing with Hatton. I mean, you see that with a lot of high schoolers, but it's just different. And that's the reason why when I heard the staff was really into him too, I was like, okay, so I wasn't crazy when I looked at him. I mean, I know my evaluation eye isn't the greatest. I'm just going to tell you that now. The left one's halfway blind. The right one is blind when it comes to evaluating talent. So I get that that's where I'm at. But I'm telling you now, when I watch the kid, I'm excited. And you should be able to hear this coming through this screen, your AirPods, your headphones, or whatever, your TV. You should feel the excitement I feel too. He's going to be a fantastic addition to this team going forward.
Jay's giddy over here. So,
I am. I don't think y'all understand. When people were talking about recruits, I've been talking to people about it, and they're like, all right, so if there's a recruit out there, you want Jonathan Hatton? Like, really? Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
You give me him, I'm happy. When he decommitted, someone asked me about recruits for 26. I mean, it was, before the 25 class is signed, I was like, you know what? I don't really care about 26 right now. They're probably going to decommit anyway. Let's just focus on this class and wait till they sign.
Yeah.
But now we're here. We're at the point of his class, and he's back. So my hope is there. Like, I'm not hurt like a lot of fans were for that one player that will remain nameless. I'm not that hurt when he left. I was hurt, but I wasn't that hurt. Like, that person's name keeps popping up like literally every single cycle. I just wanted Hatton to come in here. Yeah, you don't know who? I'll tell you later, John. I don't want to repeat the name. People are going to get in the comments and say the name. People know who I'm talking about.
I probably know who you're talking about too.
You do.
It's completely drawing a blank, and I'm not
good because I don't want you to relive it.
Is it?
No. We're not going to say names out loud.
To a certain football coach that we just beat.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
No.
I have no idea.
I will tell you. So I put it this way. This name kept popping up when the portal popped up. So I'll tell you afterwards, just remind me, but people will be in the comments and tell you who it is. They know. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I just don't want to name it because if I say it out loud, it's like Beetlejuice. It's like Candyman. You say it too many times, they pop up and then everybody's upset about it. We don't want to do this to the people. But again, that's recruiting. Now, we do need to talk about one little elephant in the room though. We did have a decommitment.
Yeah.
Ja'Cory Smith, linebacker out of Bryant, Arkansas. He decommitted, and the article was a little scathing.
It was so direct.
It was direct. Basically, they don't give me no attention. They cut my NIL, and I'm going to look around at something else.
Yeah.
Kind of get it. At the same time, kind of feels like that was a design decision.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You hate to get on and say, a program decided to go another direction, but all the things that Ja'Cory Smith himself said in Hayes Fawcett's article over on 3 basically said, hey, they wanted to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
What that direction ultimately looks like, who knows? But you hate to see anybody decommit. It is what it is. It's part of the process. Oklahoma's got a really strong class. It's number 16 in the nation, according to the 247 Sports team rankings right now. And there's a chance that it can continue to climb because you're in the mix for Jaden Pettit, 4-star wide receiver. You're in the mix for 3-star safety Markel Ford. And there are going to be others that Oklahoma continues to push for as they try to finish out this cycle. Early signing periods like a week and a half away.
Yep. Yeah, literally. Like it's going to be right in the middle of conference championship week. They do that on purpose. They purposely did that to try to move that up because of the playoffs and giving coaches time to, early signing period will be here sooner than you think. And a lot of these players will be here in the spring. So get them in now. But I like Ja'Cory. I thought he was a good one, but I do think we've got a couple of other players that we're going to be looking at really heavy that actually visited this past weekend. So we'll talk about that next episode.
Hey, I trust the evaluation abilities of the Oklahoma Sooners staff and the front office. They've done a really good job evaluating players over the years. Can the Oklahoma Sooners win the national title? Well, again, a defensive lineman who's got a little national title experience seems to think so. We'll discuss coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.
The NBA is back, and there's no other better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you miss the start of the game or you want to ride the hot hand or whatnot, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a single game parlay, for a bigger shot at a payout. Keep all games exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. Shout out to my Thunder. They do it constantly. They always close in the end. So right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, and now the #1 sports podcast network. Jay Parker Thune, our friend Parker Thune of OU Insider and On3/Rivals/ everything anymore. Yahoo, I think they've got a connection with. Also, so anyway, Parker Thune asked Dominic Williams, a defensive tackle who played on TCU's team that went to the national title game and then got beat by Georgia. Thune asked, do you think Oklahoma is a national title team? And Dominic Williams said unequivocally, yes. He thinks that they've got what it takes to go win a national title.
Ooh, really? That's huge to hear someone played at TCU, played in the national championship as a true freshman, and seeing that, this the way this team is built and set up, they can do it. And I think that's the one thing a lot of people don't take in consideration with the way this team plays. They're gritty, they're grimy. I mean, I love the latest video, the Unhitch the Wagon video that dropped. This team is gritty and grimy. And this defense feels like they can win games by themselves. Mm-hmm. All they need is the offense to go out there, execute in red zone, execute when gifts are given to them, keep playing. So far we're 100% in the red zone. 23 touchdowns, 9 field goals. We're consistent with that. You got titanium leg Sandell hitting field goals from 50 plus. He's got 9 of them this season. So you've got all of the recipes that's required in order to win very close grind out games. We need the offense to get better. I agree. John Mateer needs to improve. I 100% agree with you there. But he's doing just enough right now to consistently win games. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if you noticed, in the Alabama game, we had the lead in that game for 50 plus minutes of a 60-minute game. Most of you don't recognize that part. You think an offense really bad, blah, blah. No, we had the lead for 50 plus minutes in that game. Mm-hmm. So that should tell you everything you need to know about how this team could play. They had like a 7 or 8 minute stretch where Bama took that lead when it went up 21-20, and then we continued it. Missouri, 3-point lead. We took the lead back in the second, and we never lost it. Mm-hmm. South Carolina, we did the same thing, right? Like you start looking at a lot of these games, we took the lead back against Ole Miss. We just didn't close on the offensive side at the end when we could have. Yep. All you need is this team to just continue to get improve week over week. And as much as these SEC teams have struggled against us, other teams in the country will too. The defense is that good. Mm-hmm. I just really hope everyone recognizes that part. Bag on the offense, I don't care. Talk how bad you want to. Cool. we still need them to show up and help this defense win a possible national championship.
Yeah, the elements are there. If they can get a little bit healthier in their running back room, if they can just find some things that work a little bit and work consistently, then I think they'll be in a better direction offensively. And I think if they can just realize that, hey, we've got guys like Isaiah Satania and Jaron Kanik that we just need to feed. We got to get them the ball because they're really good when they get the ball. They can make things happen after the catch. That's a dynamic of this offense that needs to be more involved. Deion Burks, he's got the speed to win downfield. We just got to keep attacking downfield. And once we start connecting on some of these things, it'll open things up a little bit. You know, I kind of watched back the first couple of drives against the Missouri Tigers. Oklahoma, they went 3 and out on both drives. Well, the first one, John Mateer, I mean, he has Deion Burks. He just has to put it out there. He's got to throw it out there and let Deion Burks go run under it. Mm-hmm. On the second down throw, you know, it's not a bad throw to Deion Burks again on a, deep little curl, but it's well contested and well defended. It's just, you got beat by the corner. That's the way it goes sometimes. So you just have to continue to be aggressive and attack, but aggressive in a smart way. And I like that the way that they were aggressive against Missouri, all the stuff that was down the field was toward the sidelines. So it's likely going to be either I catch it or it's going out of bounds. There's not a whole lot of in between there. So just keep working that. And I think it'll get better. If you are able to make the playoff, you'll have several weeks where 1, you can rest up and get healthy. And 2, you can work on getting that chemistry back that you had earlier in the season when we were talking about it before the show. John Mateer standing back in his own end zone and he's launching dimes down the sidelines to Deion Burks and Isaiah Satania. Like, he was accurate down the field, down the sidelines. We just got to get that chemistry back. Maybe let him rest up a week. No throwing, no nothing. Give him a week off where he doesn't have to worry about handling the football. Let his hand rest a little bit more. Let his knee rest a little bit more. And then start ramping back up and get ready for a playoff run. I mean, I saw Will Howard and who was the Notre Dame quarterback last year?
Riley
Leonard. Thank you. I saw 2 guys that were kind of okay at their previous stops. I don't think anybody looked at Will Howard at Kansas State and thought, hey, that's a national championship winning quarterback. I don't think anybody looked at Riley Leonard at Duke and was like, yeah, that dude can carry a team to a national title game. No, but we're here. We got to sit here and think that John Mateer is not capable. He's 100% capable. I saw him against Michigan. I saw him against Auburn. He's 100% capable of leading this offense and making them good, not just average, but good. So It's just a matter of rediscovering that and getting a little bit more confidence in that and being a little bit more aggressive. But I mean, Dominic's right. We got the defense to go win and win big. Just need the offense to step their game up just a little bit more, not even a lot more, because you get to 24 points and it's pretty much church at this point.
I love that people keep saying, well, I don't know if we can score 20 points. We've been doing it. Like we did it against South Carolina. Game was the only
one we didn't.
Yeah. This one right here is the one we did not. Against Tennessee, the defense helped us get to 30 because of the touchdown, but you take that away, that's 20 points, right? You get that against Tennessee. You get, 16 against Alabama. That's fine. You didn't need a lot to win that game. You were in a hostile environment. You just needed to win. You get, Missouri this game, your goal was to win and get out. You weren't trying to really do a whole bunch. You could kind of tell their goal is to win these games and get healthy. They're trying to just get healthy. That's the key thing. But if this offense needs to score, they're going to find a way to score. But the good thing is the defense is not going to put them in a situation where they have to. That's what I appreciate most. And like I said, I understand everybody wants to have a high-flying offense. That we missed that.
Yes.
This offense has done what we needed it to do this entire year. This is what we asked for last season. Yeah. We would have had this last season, we probably would have won 8 games last year. Just period. We would have won 8 games, no problem.
Yeah, because if you don't turn the ball over against Missouri, you're probably winning that game.
I mean, the score was what, 3-0 or 3-3 at the half? You probably score more than 3 points against them in the first half. You probably win that game. That's one. You had Ole Miss on the ropes. You let them 21-20 on the road. You might have pulled that out in the second half if you don't give up 8 million sacks. Again, a lot of the stuff that this offense is doing now, if you just Tennessee, you don't lose that game if you have an offense that doesn't give the ball back immediately.
Yep.
So, yes, ifs, buts, candies, nuts, Merry Christmas things.
Right.
The key thing here, though, John, is we have it now.
Yeah.
We have the offense that will go out there, get yards, get points. We've seen it. You'll get an explosive Satania play randomly. You'll get an explosive Deion Burks play. We haven't had one since the first 3 weeks of the season, but you'll get one.
It's coming.
You'll get a Canic one. We just got to get him the ball more. It'll happen. Keontez Lewis will get you one. He's been getting some good ones. Jermichael Carter seems to be coming in his own. You'll get some. Xavier Robinson will bust a random run and be gone. Same thing with Torrey Blaylock. Look, X-Rob gets you another big run. Y'all ain't going to complain.
Yeah.
We're just like every other team. That we get an occasional explosive play that leads to a lot of the yards we have in the game. Cool. That's all I care about.
Yep.
I'm just glad that we do burn clock, though. I am happy we do that.
Yeah, and it's just a matter, again, of getting just a little bit better. Because this offense has been good enough, and it hasn't killed you. You know, that's the thing I think that is the most important part of this is the last 2 games, you haven't had a turnover from the offense, and they're allowing the defense to play with really great field position. You know, they're getting the ball to the 40, sometimes close to the 50, and then they're having a punt. Okay, but that's putting the other team inside their 20, inside their 15, inside their 10, and now they've got to go 80, 90 yards to try to score on Oklahoma. That's really, really difficult to do. And so as much as we'd love to see this offense take a step and start scoring 30 points per game, 40 points per game, it's unlikely that's going to happen. And so if it's not going to happen, at least don't kill the team by putting your defense in a situation where they have to play from their side of the 50. Just keep playing ball control, keep winning field position battles, keep winning 2 out of the 3 phases, and you're going to have a chance to win several more games this season. It's not a stretch.
It ain't a stretch at all, and there's a possibility that this could lead to a deep run. We just gotta win the LSU game.
Yep.
Don't put the cart before the horse. We keep reminding everybody that, but at the same time, LSU's in shambles. Just keep doing what you're supposed to do, and guess what? Everything's in front of you.
All right, let's talk about some Oklahoma Sooners who received some SEC weekly honors after the win over Missouri. Coming up next here on Locked On Sooners. Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there tuning in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jay, we had 3 Oklahoma Sooners earn SEC weekly honors. Taylor Wine was named the Defensive Player of the Week. Grayson Halton was named Defensive Lineman of the Week. And Grayson Miller, punter, was named Special Teams Player of the Week. This, Jay, marks 14 weekly honors for Oklahoma Sooners from the SEC this year.
14?
14. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And that just gets me pretty excited, the fact that we did that. We held the 6th ranked rushing team in the country to 670 rushing yards at 2 yards per carry, which is 172 yards below their season average of 242.
That's crazy.
Just understand, this team finds yards and gets them. They're that good at it.
Yep.
We didn't allow that. We did what we needed to do to not allow that. And I'm just proud that this defense is getting so much recognition. I'm proud that this defense, again, is shockingly better than last year, even though I felt like statistically they would be. I just did not think that they would really just be head over. This team's way better than last year's. This defense is ridiculously good. Like I thought last year's defense was real good. I mean, heck, they were able to win us games and keep us close and stuff. This is wild how good this defense is.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I'm just so impressed with their buy-in, their dedication, their strain, their griminess. And the funny thing with them is they're like, "Hey, man, offense, just don't lose the game for us, baby. Let us go do our thing. Let us go do what we do best." And that's what they're doing. They closing. and they got a great opportunity because, truth be told, looking at all the offenses that are ahead of us that are in the playoffs left, I think I'm ready for a rematch against Ole Miss. I think I'll be happy with that. They're also dealing with a whole bunch of turmoil, so we don't know what's going to happen there.
No, who knows?
I mean, some of the other teams ahead of us would like to get a rematch. Bama probably would, if they make it in. But I don't see an offense ahead of us right now that's so prolific that we'd have problems. I think Indiana will be fun. I think Notre Dame fits directly into what we like to do, which is stop the run.
Yep.
So that would be a fascinating battle. But I don't see a single one that makes me say, oh, my God, I think nope. This defense has me so confident I'm not afraid of anybody.
No, and you shouldn't be afraid of anybody. You have the best defense in college football. You should be willing to just go match up against anybody, whether it's Indiana and their high-flying passing attack. We've seen this Oklahoma defense be able to withstand some high-flying passing attacks in the SEC and still get wins, whether it's Jeremiah Love and their rushing attack at Notre Dame. We just watched Missouri and Oklahoma shut them down. And I've seen CBS Sports Bud Elliott out there talking about how, Missouri hadn't really played anybody. Their rushing numbers are inflated because of their schedule, blah, 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 blah. Notre Dame hasn't played anybody either. They've got some big names like a Miami and a USC and a Texas A&M on their schedule. But let's be real. Outside of those teams, they don't have a whole lot of big name defenses and top ranked defenses on their schedule. I did the numbers. I ran the numbers. Notre Dame played 6 teams that rank outside the top 100 in points per game in total yards this season. 6. Guess how many Oklahoma has played? 1. That's it. And they've played 8 teams in the top 50. Or was it 6? I can't remember my own numbers. But the point is here, Jay, that Notre Dame, yes, Jeremiah Love is great. He's fantastic. But I'm not sitting here quaking in my boots. It was 8 teams in the top 50 in total defense that Oklahoma has played. I'm not quaking in my boots over Jeremiah Love. Just not. Because I've seen what this defense can do. Exactly. Another interesting little nugget here, Jay. Each of the last 3 times Oklahoma has played, so you had Tennessee, then the bye week, and then Alabama and Missouri, they had a player named SEC Defensive Player of the Week. It was Owen Heineke for Tennessee, Eli Bowen for Alabama, and now Taylor Wine for the game against Missouri.
Look at that.
That's stout. All 3 of those players, Jay?
All 3.
Will be back next year.
Yep. You all should be afraid. I think the all-conference players for next season at SEC Media Days is going to be hilariously fun to see.
It will be. Yeah, we're going to have a good time with that one. When we're in,
everybody's going to be like, wait a minute, y'all, wait, who's leaving on y'all defense? Yeah. R. Mason Thomas.
Yeah.
And Marvin Jones Jr. Wait a minute. Like, Wine is back? Yeah. Stone is back? Yeah. Jaden Jackson's back? Yeah.
All your linebackers are back? What?
Linebackers are back? Kemp and Kobe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Reggie Powers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Majority
Cortland
of the
Guillory?
defense returns. Cortland Guillory? Eli Bowen? Peyton Bowen? Yeah. Majority of them are back.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun to see this defense once again.
It is.
Try to replicate what they did last year, which they may have a chance to do it.
Yeah. And we got to talk G-Baby, man, or as I coined him the other day on social media, G-Daddy, because he's not playing like a little kid anymore. He's playing like a big man. The dude has just been a force in the middle of Oklahoma's defense this year. I know it took a couple years for him to really get going and really find his stride, but over the last 2 years, he's been fantastic. And I think he'll be a top 100 pick in the NFL draft next year, if not a top 50 pick, because of his explosiveness off the line of scrimmage, his size, the way he's able to rush the passer. Like, he's going to turn a lot of heads at the NFL scouting combine and at the Senior Bowl. And people are going to want him on their team because 1, you're not going to have to worry about a head case. 2, he's productive. 3, he rushes the passer, and he's an incredible athlete. But man, the way he played this past week against Missouri, I thought going into the game that he and David Stone were going to have big games, and Grayson Halton had a huge game. He had like 7 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, a half sack, and a quarterback hurry. Like the dude was dominant.
It's getting emotional thinking about it, man, John. It's beautiful. This is what we've been hoping for, wanting, dreaming, and yeah, we are right there. All we need now is for them to close, and we're right there at the cusp of closing. But I love to see that they're getting these awards. Brent Venables got like Coach of the Week for like one of the, I think it was like CBS Sports or something like that for the conference. Like you're seeing the recognition here at the end of the season that you were hoping that you would get. Like beginning of the year was more of, okay, don't worry about that stuff. Focus on closing. Now they're at the point where, okay, this is a good time to start giving this stuff out. Plus, if you close this game this weekend, nothing but great things are going to come in front of you.
Yeah. You just got to go win this next one. Also got to shout out Grayson Miller. After having like, maybe it was 1 or 2 bad punts against South Carolina. The dude's been nails for the most part.
Yeah.
Had a great game against Missouri, again, helping flip field position. He had 5 punts of 50 yards or more, and he downed Missouri inside the 20. What was it? It was where I saw it and I had it. Oh man, sorry. I lost it and I had it and I lost it, but he had a lot of punts down inside the 20 against Missouri. It was 4 punts inside the 20. And a couple of those were like inside the 15. So again, going back to this complementary style of football. Okay, maybe the offense isn't doing great, but they're doing enough to allow Grayson Miller and the special teams unit to help pin those teams deep in their own territory to give Oklahoma's defense like the advantage on those drives.
Grayson Miller is rated number 12 in the country for average punt at 46.6.
What a story, dude. What a story he has been this year, because I mean, he was at D2 just last year and transferred in. And so it's one of those, like, as we approach transfer portal season in the beginning of January, man, don't scoff at where Oklahoma finds these players, because man, you never know what you're going to get. And the way that Grayson Miller has been punting has been awesome.
I mean, look at Titanium Leg. He came from UTSA, and I had so many people in my comments saying, oh, well, UTSA, they play mostly domes and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, man, you need him to hit shots at 40. You don't really care about anything longer, but dude's hitting 50s now. So basically just shut everybody up. Like, can we complain? He is 8 of 9 from 40 to 49 yards, which he missed his first one, and he's been making them ever since. So he's still on a streak of 22 straight. And then he's 7 for 7 at 50 plus. 30 for 30 on extra points.
Nice.
I'm actually surprised that Peyton Bowen didn't get an award on the special team side for blocking that punt.
Yeah.
I mean, a field goal.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, you can only hand out so many, but shout out to Grayson Miller, who is number 1 in the nation in punts down inside the 20. It's huge. And that's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Thanks so much for tuning in, being a part of the show. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts for free and available on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to let you know when new episodes drop. Follow Jay at Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, over on YouTube. You can follow me at John9Williams and read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. The show is at Locked On Sooners on all of your favorite social media platforms. But until next time, he's Jay, I'm John. We'll talk to you then. Boomer.
Sooner.